probably more down south thing. I mean, you know.
Tainan is beautiful, man. It's one of my. Listen. If I didn't live in Kaohsiung, I would live in Tainan. It's a better in many ways. It's a better city than Kaohsiung. The only difference is it doesn't have as much as Kaohsiung does.
Right. You know,
But
and I think that's why I like Kaohsiung, because when I go there, there's just so many options of
but
bars, restaurants, you know, pizza. Like
Tainan is great. It's a really. Ooh, I'm banging the camera. Tainan is a great place. It's really cool. Lots of really neat stuff. Culture, lots of culture. It was the original capital city of the island.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. And every time I go down south, I'm like, God, I love these places, you know. And Taichung is great. It feels like home. But every time I go to Taipei, it feels too Western for me. You know, like everybody speaks English. And...
Yeah, Taipei's an international city. Kaohsiung's hot. That'll kill you. It's hot.
Yeah, that's a big thing too. But Tainan's not that far away, but neither is Taichung, I guess, at that point. And I'm using AC anyway, so you know, I don't know. Things on my mind. Hey, we're on, buddy.
Hey, are we on the internets? Welcome to Critters in Taiwan, a D&D podcast about Critical Role, where a bunch of nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons. I am Ben in Kaohsiung.
I'm Tim in Taichung. You forgot real quick.
I did, because we were talking about Tainan. I was like, I'm Ben in Tainan. No, I'm not in Tainan. I'm in Kaohsiung. No, and we're Critters in Taiwan.
Unless it's a green screen. I don't think so.
How you doing there, bud? How are things going for you?
I'm doing all right. Vacation's coming to a close, but they are getting in touch with me because they're at work now. So they're just like, hey, are we sure about this? Are we setting up for this? And I'm just like, dude, I'm on vacation. What if I was in Thailand right now?
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I got lots of that going around right now. Yeah. Tonight on Critters in Taiwan, we are talking about episode number 47, The Fey Key.
The Fey Key.
Fun title name, because instantly alliteration on that one. The Fakey.
The Fakey.
Well, my brain instantly went, the Fakey. Is it fake?
Oh.
Was the key fake? Faker? Is it a fake key?
The Fakey. I was just thinking of putting your dominant foot in the front of the skateboard.
Yeah, sure. Riding. I went snowboard as well, because I rode Fakey. I'm not goofy. I'm regular. Yeah. I haven't snowboarded in forever. Anyway, this episode is called The Fakey.
The Fakey. The Fakey.
Well, it's the Malleus key, right? The Fey in the Fey. Fun little thing there. Did you notice that during this episode that they don't call it the Feywild anymore? It's now the Fey realm.
Right.
I wonder if the Feywild has been trademarked. I don't know. I kind of forgot to look it up. I'll bet it is. If hey, get in touch with us, let us know. But then the other thing I started to realize these past few episodes, the D&D Beyond app, D&D Beyond ad reads have stopped. You notice that?
A little while back, yeah.
Yeah. So I think we talked about this with the WotC and OGL and all that stuff that was going on. There has been some separation from Critical Role from the powers that be. It's interesting.
I think they gotta remain a bit neutral on certain things. You know?
So they're. I'm observing that they're separating things and sort of not distancing themselves, but distancing themselves.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. Like the first time that Quip came up, you know, like this is brought to you by Quip, and like everybody's like, "What?" But it's a sponsor, so you can't do that. Yeah. So you got to sit there and be like. Okay, do the read.
Toothbrushes? Really? Bluetooth toothbrushes.
A Bluetooth toothbrush with rewards on your phone for brushing for What?
Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for the Bluetooth to come on now, because the little woohoos. Anyway.
The little woohoos.
The Bluetooth stimulators. Personal massage tools.
What were they called? Teledildonic devices.
Teledildonic devices. That's right.
You can get them in colors other than pink.
Fun.
Well, hey, we've got a few things.
We do. We have a couple of things. We got the Legend of Vox Machina episodes 7, 8, and 9.
Is it Legend or Legends?
Legend.
Okay, I keep saying Legends, and I'm
no, because there's a "the" in the front of it. It's the Legend of Vox Machina.
I thought it was more than one legend, you know.
I think there's just been one legend so far.
Okay.
I mean, there's a bunch of legends in Vox Machina, but I think there is only one legend of Vox Machina.
Vox Machina, not the legends in Vox Machina.
That's a fun little spin-off, I think. The legends in Vox Machina. What did you think of this trio that got released last week?
I felt initially, I was a little bit like, oh, come on, man. I thought that he had killed Pike. I thought that's where that was going, you know. It's like it sucked the blood out, sucked the life force, and she was dead now. And I was like, where are they taking this, you know? And then the first episode started. She's still alive, you know, and then it just takes his strength instead of his life. And I was
weird twist on that, right? Like this is, and then so these 3 episodes, Grog is a baby. He's down to strength of like
he's still fit as fuck, but he's thin.
Yeah, he's frail. He's a bit of a beanpole. You can see he's not as bulky. He's slimmed down. Yeah. He's more like
he's slender.
Which is and then they really play up the whole he can't physically do the hike with them, which leads me to believe that it's in D&D mechanics, it's not just strength, it's constitution as well. So it's like he's lost some strength and he's lost a lot of constitution, which crushes barbarians because they get, you know, they need that beef for the hit points.
It's a meat sack,
and then I mean, and that doesn't happen in the stream. Nothing like that happens in the stream.
Right.
He's relieved of Craven Edge. And it's all good. Nothing really happens. So this was an interesting take on it. And I think if I can jump ahead to episode number 9, the very final scene, the cut scene, where it's like, Kevdak, remember me? Like that scene, you see the little Grog challenging big Kevdak. And what happens in the stream when he initially fights Kevdak? He loses. He gets impaled.
They fight.
Right?
Yeah.
They fight, and Grog loses. He gets impaled on a stick. And then that's when he calls in Vox Machina.
Fuck shit up.
Right. That iconic line, right? And I think that's what we're going to see in number 10, that the return of, because what happens in the end of episode number 8, where Keyleth, Vex, Vax, Percy return from the Feywild. Boom.
Fey Realm.
Sorry, thank you. Fey Realm. They come back in.
Make sure we don't get canceled.
Yeah, probably not going to happen. And then we see them come back in, and I think they're going to land just as Grog almost gets killed by Kevdak.
Would have said, fuck shit up. Be like, whoa, let's take this guy. Let's fight this guy. Yeah.
Here we go. Exactly. Yeah. Fun little thing there. I loved so much the little Garmelie twist when he sends them back to the prime material plane, and who's he turn into? The Traveler. Yeah, so travel safe, friends. I love, and it switches out of the voice, whoever voiced Garmelie, back into Matt Mercer's voice.
Into Matt Mercer. That was
beautiful little chef's kiss there. I love that.
I'm glad they didn't choose someone else to do our tagging. You know,
it's a wonderful, calm, soothing Matthew Mercer voice. Beautiful.
Yeah. And anybody who's watching the show and is not familiar with the first campaign, that was spoilers, of course, because
are they?
2 names.
Are they? Yeah. Is that what we're doing here?
Though.
I'm not saying this shit anymore.
I'm not worried about exclaiming that it's all spoilers. I mean, if you're, but
whatever.
He's also probably going to show up in the Mighty Nine campaign that they're coming out with too.
So this was an interesting, fun little announcement, right? Like you think back to campaign 2 when they started the Kickstarter and like they hit $11 million. They hit like $7 million. No, they hit like $4 million in the first week, and then 2 weeks later it was like $7 million, and then by the end of it, it was a month later, it's $11 million.
It's $11,040,000 or something like that.
The nonsense, all of the shock, they weren't ready for that at all. Interesting shift of tone when they announced the Mighty Nine. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, we're doing the Mighty Nine, and we got Bezos money behind us now, so it's gonna be great. You're gonna love what we're doing. Right? It was Travis announces it, and you can just sort of see it in him. He's like, it's going to be good, and you know why? Because those guys, Amazon Prime guys, they're just giving us
funding the
whatever.
whole thing, and we're rich now, so we're gonna make it good.
Yep. Yeah, we learned some stuff from Vox Machina, or from Legend of Vox Machina season 1. Season 2 is great. Wait till you see what the Mighty Nine is going to look like. And listen, Tim, I've told you this before. I loved Vox Machina. I thought they were great, but looking at the three,
to preach to the choir.
Mighty Nine was the best campaign. It's the best party. It's my favorite party of them all. It's a better party. It's a better dynamic. It just was more fun, more interesting.
It's easily, scratching that off right here, easily a more conducive party situation story for an animated series. It's more colorful by characters. It's also more diverse as far as characters. It's kind of hard to say that versus Vox Machina, because they were nicely spread out as far as classes, etc. But they were all just basically somber motherfuckers, except for basically Grog in this fucking thing.
Right.
Like even Scanlan's not that much of a jokester so much.
No,
I mean,
no,
not as much as the campaign.
No, it was a lot more songs, a lot more puns, a lot more classic
sex
sort
jokes,
of
like all kinds
cutting words and the inspirations, the bardic inspiration stuff every single time mechanically, because the bards get inspiration, and Scanlan or Sam was sort of famous for the limericks and the rhymes and the jokes and all of that stuff, which we don't see that much of in the cartoon.
Not a ton. He's one of the more serious characters. The only real thing that we get, like the comedic what do you call it? The comedic something.
Yeah.
Comedic relief.
Yeah.
Is Grog just being like, well, I just thought it was gonna be good. That's it. His like weird voice. But then when he gets all fucking mean and stuff, that was really cool in these last 3 episodes.
Yeah.
See, hearing Travis do his mean, deep voice, that was. I was digging it. I was sopping it up. I was like, dude, that's amazing.
The flashbacks, seeing Grog wearing the helmet and wielding those axes. Oh, chills. Yeah. So cold.
It was amazing.
So ruthlessly cold. Yeah. So cool.
Like, you don't know my life. And it's like, I can't do his voice, but yeah, that was really fun to see. But I like campaign 2. I mean, we got some soundbite. Did we get sound bites? What am I thinking of?
I'm not sure.
But maybe it was during an ad or something like that in the middle of something where you hear some Ford, you hear some. Is it for their fucking minis or something? It must have been during the break in the last episode.
Yeah, I think so. Stuff like that. Well,
we get a preview, right?
The wonderful thing that we get, I think one of the big reasons why the animated series for campaign 2 works so well is because we get 2 things. We get the animated intro. Right, and it was such a that whenever that happens, and then we get the D&D Beyond ad, which is also Mighty Nine animated. So we get a double dose of during campaign 2 of what the animated series would even look like before animated series were even a thought, a thing.
Did they do Titmouse for those things too?
Maybe. I think so.
Like it. I mean,
I believe so. I believe he talked about, because he oh no, definitely, because, and he also talked about his brother-in-law doing the D&D Beyond
the music, right?
The music for it, yeah. And then what's the guy's name? Jason something Miller.
That's it.
Whatever. Jason Charles Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did the It's Your Turn to Roll music with the Critical Role's cast.
Right.
Vocalizing it. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point, because I don't think I thought about that when I was like, it's so much more conducive. It's like I can already picture it because I've already seen it.
we already have seen it, exactly. So I was sort of thinking about these things. I'm like, there's a reason. There's some who's that guy, Darren Brown, subliminals where we've seen all of these things already and we're already conditioned for it.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else about the anything else about the animated series, the 7, 8, 9 that you liked?
I mean, there was plenty about it that I liked, but just fucking watch it, man. Like, came across a friend who had no idea that we do this, and he's like, "Oh, I got to go home. I got to check out 3 episodes of this new show." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh, there's a show called Legends of Vox Machina." I'm like, what?
Dude.
This is a friend of mine for 10 years. I'm like, you what?
Come on, man. We need a conversation.
This?
We need to have a conversation here. I was just thinking, I loved, just in general, a lot of changes, right? We talked about this last week about all the changes that they're throwing at us.
Yeah.
All the different little tiny things that change this, change that.
Keeps us engaged, you know?
Totally. But then the little Easter eggs, all the things they kept the same.
You can certainly try. Yep.
The touching moment where Percy gives Vex the title.
Yeah.
Sildor, their dad, being a fucking
Just
asshole.
Yeah.
Oh man. Even more so than the stream. It was even, I was sort of shocked. I was like, oh, you made him worse. I didn't think that was possible. But
yeah, he wasn't distant. He was a fucking.
He was just straight outright
aggravating.
Yeah, antagonistic.
Yeah.
Passive, like taking passive aggressiveness to the extreme.
Yeah.
Saying like, oh yeah, here's what passive aggressiveness looks like, and a bit more.
Yeah. And when if you're astute, if you tie that into the last three, where before Vex dies, you know, when they have that entire episode where they're talking about how Vex and Vax are working together, and then it's like, no, it's not because I can't, like, you don't need me, I need you, you know, and like, where does that kind of this isolation from everything else come from? Well, we just got to see it, you know, in these last three.
Yeah, totally.
You know, it ties together, dude. You know,
it's I think they talked writing. They talked a little bit about this in the Four-Sided Dive, where they get to do things that they didn't. They would, looking back at it, they're like, oh, now we can tell the story a little bit better.
Yeah,
we can talk. We can tie things, like you said, tie things together.
Yeah.
So yeah, great. Let's get into 47.
Okay. Let's do it.
Real quick. I wrote this down up at the top of my thing. The quick little ad read at the beginning of 47. That Nord verse was insane. But then they talked about a bunch of other stuff. But they ended their ad read with, "Hey, guess what? We're on TikTok."
Right.
This is a weird one, because it looks like the states are going to be banning TikTok very soon. Really? Yeah. So I was like, what are you doing, guys? Like, you're jumping on the TikTok bandwagon right as it's about to run off a cliff? Like, what's happening here? This is a weird one.
What are they being banned for? What's the?
Well, do you not know? TikTok's owned by China. TikTok is a Chinese-owned company.
Okay.
You're not allowed to use. Let's start listing all the apps you can't use in China. You can't use Facebook. You can't use Instagram. You can't use YouTube. You can't use anything Google. You can't use. I'm sure that Messenger. You can't use any like chat things, Line or WhatsApp. All of these apps.
I think WhatsApp is the only one, unless they changed it recently.
No, I'm fairly certain it's banned in China, because they all use WeChat. They use WeChat, not WhatsApp. Everything is WeChat or Vimo.
Oh, you might be right. I think you might be right. Okay.
Fairly certain, anyway. Whatever. I'm fairly certain all of those are banned. But guess what? The rest of the world should all be using the one big app from China, which is TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here.
China's saying, "Hey, what about TikTok, everybody?"
It's clearly spyware. So, I mean, there's the whole thing about the user agreement about TikTok, that if you agree to the terms and conditions of TikTok on your phone, anything, it's allowed to look at every single thing about your phone.
Right.
Everything. Keystrokes, emails. If your phone has ever been connected to another computer, they're allowed to go into that computer, that laptop, and look at everything in the laptop. It's spyware. It's look at the terms and conditions, the agreement, and it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
I don't plan on getting the app.
I'm never, ever, ever going to use TikTok, ever. It's 100% spyware, and all of us should not be using it. Yeah. Everybody shouldn't be using it.
What turned me off in the beginning was when they launched it, it was these annoying fucking ads.
Yeah.
When I was like trying to watch my fucking Critical Role on YouTube, and there was some song that was like, everybody do some TikTok or something like that. This annoying fucking music, like skipping it as quickly as possible, tearing out my headphones before I could hear the. It was so infuriating. There's no chance I'll ever touch that fucking app. Not a
Exactly.
chance. Just because the
So
advertisement was so
I just
infuriating.
I
The
just want to say
marketing.
I think it's really weird that they're jumping on TikTok because it looks like it's going to get banned in the States. Doesn't mean, US is all about freedom, so they'll still use it, but it looks like the government is going to ban it. It looks like a bunch of other corporations and things are going to ban their employees from using it because they don't want trade shit to be IP stuff to be sent over to China, and it's IP wars right now.
Yeah, it makes
That's
sense, trying to stay relevant these days, it's like, all right, well, there was MySpace, and then there was
mm-hmm.
Facebook.
Yep.
There was Friendster
Friend,
for a little while.
let's go even farther back. Go GeoCities.
There you
Remember?
go. GeoCities, MySpace,
Yep.
Friendster, and then
Yep.
Facebook, and then
Yep.
a few years ago when I was like kind of on the dating scene a little bit, it was like, hey, can I have your Facebook? Like, I don't use Facebook. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you have Instagram? I'm like, no. Like, who has Instagram? It's like, well, everybody who's like
Yeah.
4 years younger than you. I'm like,
Yep.
shit.
Yep.
So I had to get Instagram, and now it's like
Well,
Facebook,
Instagram's owned by
fewer
Facebook,
people, and
so
then
yeah.
everybody's just posting memes and shit. Just kind of like, you know what? I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, man. And then fuck. I still don't understand why anybody would use Twitter. I don't understand. I don't, I'm dating myself here. I don't understand.
Let's do some rollies.
Let's do some rollies. All right. Congratulations, Critical Role getting onto TikTok. Hey, look at this. The 4 die works well. I got a 19.
I got an 8.
All right. I'm going to start with this. Ben, I need your help.
Uh-oh.
I know what's going on right now and in this current episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't exactly know why. I'm getting a little bit lost here in like when they were getting over the pass, they chose to go over it instead of around it, and they had some troubles. And then I thought there was an urgency to get somewhere and or to find Thule or get somewhere before her. And now they're in the Fey realm doing something, and they're destroying something that had something to do with the Sealy Court and the fucking crown that her parents stole. I don't know exactly what's going on. Do you?
Okay, so you're looking for big picture stuff here, right?
Yes.
When I was watching this, I was started thinking of, it's funny because that's one of my big points as well. It's a big picture thing. I'm like, why the fuck are they doing this? Why are they destroying this key? Why do they want to find the key? Why do they want to destroy it? It really has to do with almost every single one of their backstories is all about well, not everybody, but almost everybody. Like we start with Orem and Fern. And what's his name? Robbie's character, Dorian. Orem was sent on the mission by Keyleth, by the Arashari, to go and find the assassins, which were sent by Thule to kill, ostensibly kill Keyleth. The Dorian was on part of that mission, and Fern came in there as well. So that's their reason why they want to get rid of Thule.
Quick question: to kill Keyleth? I don't think so.
Whatever
because
it was,
they didn't send their strongest.
Make an attempt at something. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I said ostensibly, because it's kind of feels like nonsense, but it's
like if they're gonna try to kill her, they would send Thule in there.
Sure,
at least.
Sure. Who knows, right? Maybe it's something different. There may be another reason Matt's got worked out that we don't know about. And we'll find out campaign wrap up sort of thing. Then there's Imogen and her mom. That's a clear reason. Like it's like, no, she's Thule is part of the reason why, and now it turns out that Thule is working with Ludinus and also working with Zathuda, the Sora Lord Zathuda, who's the guy who was riding that Fey dragon.
Okay, that just came out though, right?
Yeah, that's new. That's brand new. So Thule was talking with the guy on the keep there.
Yeah.
So that's why Imogen is involved in it. Chetney, who knows? FCG,
tangentially,
not really sure. Ashton again. Well, that's sort of that goes back to what's her name? The lady that he worked for with nobodies.
No.
Whoever she was, who ended up running stuff for Ludinus. They're all really tied in. They're all really connected with this, and they're really trying to do this because this group, the Ruby Vanguard, is trying to destroy the gods, and they don't want that. The world at large. So they're being heroes to try to stop the Ludinus and Thule and Zethuda, Sorrow Lord Zethuda, who clearly is an archfey, way above. So again, these three, Ludinus Doleth, way above their pay grade. An archfey, the Sorrow Lord Zethuda, way above their pay grade. Odahan Thule, they know with definitive proof, way above their pay grade. They died facing her. They almost got obliterated facing her. So this is
small potatoes compared to the other two.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
According to evidence.
Most definitely, probably. So this is what they're doing now is a workaround because they can't confront those three directly, but they can fuck up their machinations to try to release Predathos, which would have potentially kill the gods. That's sort of my take on all of this. And Plane Rider Rin informed them or enabled them to get to the Fey realm.
Nice work.
to get there, to then be able to get to this third key in the Shiver Keep. There's three keys, right? They've been told there's three keys, and this is them. And at the end of this episode, they destroyed this one. So this is sort of a workaround to fulfill a bunch of their stuff, their desires stuck in my head. To fill a bunch of their what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. Goals.
Goals.
Is that what the one?
Yeah, literally, that's what I was searching for. To fulfill their individual goals,
which all days, too many words in our heads.
It all comes together. Their individual goals come together as the Bell's Hells goals going forward. Right. Apogee Solstice, right? They want to stop this from the thing. I thought it was really cool. It was a neat little touch that they were seeing the red orb. They were seeing fire trucks going on outside. That's never a good sign.
You smell smoke. Let me know.
Yeah, interesting.
I can hear them.
Yeah, they're real close.
I thought that was outside my window. Shit. I don't see any smoke, but if I do, I'll let you know.
Anyway,
climb out your window or your balcony pretty easily, right?
I'm third floor. Yeah, not a big deal. I'll carry the dog down. I got ropes. Yeah, they're really close.
Huh.
That's a little nerve-wracking.
If you got to check it out, let me know.
I might go walk over and I'm going to turn my camera off and just take a quick little peek. You entertain the folks. They stopped. They stopped. I'm going to go take a quick little peek out the window. I'll be right back.
Take a peek. So that's his little Wookiee avatar that he likes to use. Let's see. One thing I never really said from the last Legends of Vox Machina, one thing I really love about them is the unique dragons. Matthew did not put that much time and effort into these dragons, but when you watch the animated thing, I don't know if it's like self-fulfilling prophecy or not, but like when you see what's the acid one called? It's the Umbrasyl, the black one, right? The acid dragon. You see
Umbrasyl
spikes coming off the head, and then you see the gullet right here, and like the fact that he's dripping acid off his wings. It's for some reason the spikes coming up here just reminds you that he loves torture instead of just killing, instead of just murder. And then you get the dragons with like the really bulky ice dragon where it's just like kind of an idiot.
Voragol.
Yeah, Voragol's just like, well, these people, they did this, and they got the different intelligence levels. And just the visual representation of them was just phenomenal.
All clear, by the way. They've moved on. I think they drove right past my street. That's why they may have slowed down or something. But there's people outside, and they're all sort of looking. They're all whatever. It's all good.
There's probably some cunt in the way, just like, can I help you? And like, get the fuck out of the way. We're trying to save people's lives.
Okay, so anyway, back to what we were talking about. I think that's sort of big picture stuff. Why they're doing all of this? Why they're trying to destroy the keys? Because
they helped me a little bit.
I'm not exactly clear. We're not exactly clear. Nobody is. I mean, obviously Matt knows, but they don't even really know what these keys do. They
Right.
sort of they
Okay.
believe that the keys might be the like a key to a door opening up a gate that may be letting Predathos out, but that's just all speculation. Nobody really knows for sure.
Right. However, we're kind of attaching this to the idea that Fern's parents took the crown from this thing
Yeah.
for a reason. So now
Yeah.
they're just kind of like, hey, well, let's help them because, let's destroy it so that it can't be used again. But
Yeah, right.
maybe the
And
crown
then
can be used in another key or
sure,
something like that.
which is
So
where Ira
it's a
took the
step in
crown,
the right
right? And then
direction.
the Nightmare King, he took the crown and he fucked off somewhere. So he could still be using it. It might be at that second key. Who knows? But yeah, it was sort of like they cobbled together. Matt was sort of describing on the outside were all of these little power supplies, right? These arcane power supplies that were all sort of cobbled together. I'm guessing to sort of make up for the fact that they didn't have that crown, the Moontide crown anymore. I don't know. I'm just sort of spitballing here.
Yeah, actually, just to be clear, they stole it from the Sealy court, right? Or
Yes,
Unseelie
the
court,
Unseelie
right?
court. Yes, yes.
And then, but that was needed for the keys, but they stole it for whatever reason that we're
For
guessing is
Ira. Well,
relative.
Ira charmed or modified memoried the parents
Fuck's sake.
at the to make them
right.
think that it was for something different. Yeah. It's very convoluted and there's a lot going on. A lot to keep track of.
Yeah.
It's showing
tough, man.
Well, it's showing the because this is all coming out of Matt's head, right? So it's showing the sort of genius of him sitting down and working through all of these things, and then we get it all in little dribs and drabs. Meanwhile, he's got an entire Tolkien-esque Lord of the Rings saga floating around in his brain that's just sort of that clearly he's written all these things down and gotten all the threads together and put it all, make sure that he doesn't, It often feels like when you look at it, you're like, well, this is too disjointed to make any sense. But there's a document somewhere on his tablet or in his cloud or in his computer, on a hard drive. On his hard drive somewhere, there's a document that outlines the entire process.
Yeah.
So it's
whereas opposed to the previous campaign, the first one is, I don't want to say it, but it's kind of a write-off because it was like a video game for them, and it's all of their first experience except for a couple. And then the second one was like, all right, here's our real campaign.
Yeah, here's some grit.
Have stories for each fucking person. Let's get through them. Let's go.
Arc after arc after arc after arc.
Yeah, exactly. And then Matthew just like went ahead and tied a nice little knot to put all those arcs together. Some of them didn't really have anything to do with it, like say Fjords, didn't have a whole lot to do with Aryan life, etc.
No, not so much.
Not a ton, but they kind of tied these things together, and that was all Matthew had to do was like just figure out that corner of the crossword puzzle. That's right. I'm going to use those things frequently because I'm writing those now. And then this third campaign, it's like y'all don't know shit even about your own arcs. I'm doing everything.
That's right,
and that's what's keeping us in the dark too, which is keeping me equally fascinated as I am, like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, the most
clueless and fascinated at the same time.
The most we've learned about any individual character has happened in these past few episodes, which is Fern, where we got to meet Nana Mori. We got to meet her. We got to go to her home. We haven't had that for any of the rest. Well, to a point, maybe FCG and Ashton, but they don't even really know much about their past because like Ashton doesn't remember a lot of things after when he got that shit poured into his head. So
yeah,
the Dunaments.
A little bit about fucking Chetney as well. Just a bit.
Chetney's he's been very secretive. He's been very tight-lipped about his past.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot of what he's said about his past has been made up. So
it's also been years, I mean, like 10 years ago, my stories have been a little bit warped. It's only been 10 years.
Right. He's talking hundreds of years.
Yeah, 150 years. He's going to fuck that story up in his favor,
Sure. Well, I'm gonna yes end that
Jesus,
one.
that was 1 point. Fuck, we've been on for 34 minutes.
I'm gonna yes end that one with this, which is again a big picture stuff. So talking about you're asking why are they doing this, and it's kind of nebulous and it's sort of whatever. But there's also another thing here with this whole entire episode where they went through the Fey, I keep wanting to call it Feywild, through the Fey realm. They're traveling through this place into the where the Shiver Keep is, and going through this place with all those spires, and then they get into the thing. They climb the wall. They do the spider climb thing. They get in. They creep into the telescope little aperture opening thing. They grind in there. These drops of dynamite, blow it all up. There's all of these things that are happening up until the very end, where the Fey dragon gets involved.
Let's not be misleading. The dynamite did not destroy it. Just to be clear.
Yeah. Well, it made it on. Matt said it made it unsalvageable. It detonated
afterwards. Yeah.
It did, which is really funny.
Which was really funny.
That circle, the wall of fire, the circle of wall of fire that Fern did was fucking amazing.
It was brilliant.
It was amazing. All of that.
I derailed.
It's okay. All of that happens, and up till the very end, when the Fey dragon, not a Fey dragon, by the way, when the Fey dragon attacks, and when takes out Fern and then takes out Fern again, and it's a serious problem. It felt like Matt was laying this up for them. It felt like he was giving them chance after chance after chance after chance to really make this a very climbable hill. There wasn't a lot of ropes and pythons and like rock pick things. What are those ice axe things that they use to climb glaciers? It didn't feel like there was a high level of difficulty to get this machine destroyed. It felt like it was quite an easy thing. And I think there's a reason. There were
platforms and things you can climb up. Yeah, it's not a high DC.
There's a reason for that, because they've had so much difficulty in combat. They've had so many missteps and a lot of misfortune, and they haven't had a lot of in the past. This is one of those,
or just generally in the past.
This campaign. There's a lot of things have gone wrong for them, and I felt like this was one of those little things that he as a DM was giving them to raise morale, to make them feel better about themselves. Exactly. So it sort of felt like that was until this dragon shows up, and then Gloomglut shows up. Yeah. You know what he is, by the way, or it is. It's called a Jabberwock.
A Jabberwock.
Yep.
I mean, that's a familiar term.
Lewis Carroll, Alice in Wonderland, the Jabberwocky.
Okay.
A Jabberwock is it's not a pseudo dragon, but it's like a step down from dragon. It's basically the Fey equivalent of a dragon without being a dragon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they don't really have dragon. Okay, so like
no,
there's wyverns or wyverns. I say wyvern.
Wyvern, yeah. They're a little different. They're just babies. Dragons. Yeah, they're like little baby things. But yeah, the Jabberwock is fucking powerful. Like, there's no way they can take on an Archfey riding a Jabberwock. But by the way, you should,
and that's where it ended.
You got a little glimpse of what the mini looked like, but you should Google Jabberwock 5th edition and just take a quick peek at what some of the art that's out there for these things. They're horrifying looking. And you look at the stat block and they're evil as fuck. There's no way they could ever take one on. Way too powerful. Or maybe, I don't know. Everything's, I guess if you roll dice tell stories, right? So maybe.
Sure. There's an Archfey sitting on his back as well. I mean, if one of them goes down, there's another thing standing right there.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Archfey's look at Artagan, basically a demigod. I mean,
yeah, more or less. Archfeys are, yeah, they're rough. You're fighting Uk'otoa at that point.
Yeah, Uk'otoa. Or fucking Keyleth at that. Come on.
Well,
Keyleth.
You're basically level 20. You're fighting our Ludinus Deleth at that point. It's tough. Life's gonna be rough.
You're fighting a Ludinus Deleth in the back of the Thordak at this. It's
right.
Like you guys are level 8.
Not quite Thordak, but close enough. The analogy holds.
Diseased deceiver.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof, Raishon. We fucking Raishon. Man, that's gonna be wonderful when they get to that part.
Rollies.
5.
12.
Man, you're up again.
Man, how many in a row is that for me? Last one,
and
this one?
Last one, you got them all, and that's 2 tonight, yeah.
Well, shit, I can go either way with this one. I'm going to go this way. Do you think Matt fucked with or is still fucking with, like, time dilation? I mean, they're in the Fey realm right now, and we all know from previous campaigns, what going to the Fey realm can do with time. But I don't think Matthew's gonna fuck with the
because
solstice.
remember, Nana Mori said that here's the gate. This one will keep you safe and it won't mess with the dilation.
Oh, she said that?
Yeah, last episode.
Okay.
She said that if you go here, and then Travis made the joke of, where is that? And they're like, oh shit, yeah, where is that? And they're all like, fuck, we should have figured that out before we came into the keep. But they all sort of laughed about it.
Brambles are all really fucking coagulated or whatever.
That's where the gate is. They don't know exactly where it is, and that's gonna be fun next week. This week. That's going to be really fun.
They didn't check it out first, right? They went straight over here and they're like, all right, well, we know what she said. So,
yeah, it's going to get weird. It's going to get real weird.
Outside of the Fey realm, do you think that he's fucking with time a little bit just to make sure that the solstice doesn't
wouldn't put it past him?
You know?
Wouldn't put it past. It's only been a couple of days.
Because he said 13 days at the beginning of this episode, right?
Yeah, and they've only had like one long rest in this place. So who knows?
Because like you get critters sitting around like fucking keeping track of days and hours.
Oh sure, well,
you know.
Crit Roll Stats keep track of it too, so they write it all down.
And Crit Roll Stats is on Critical Role's side.
Yes.
So like it was actually supposed to be afternoon at this point.
Yep.
And Matt can retcon something, and he'll start the next episode and be like, Actually, last time I said this, we were going to say that this happened instead. So for the sake of narrative, this is how we're doing it right now.
on that note, so I just to answer your question, I think so.
I think so too. I think to make it.
I think so. There'll be there. I wouldn't put it past them, and it could go either way. I think it's 50-50. On that note, there were a bunch of mistakes were made today in this episode by Matt. If I can end it, a big one was the dropping the two. So right before the break, Ashton and Ashton and Chetney do the whole guard thing where there's the two guards at the gate. Chetney distracts one of them, takes off after them. Ashton goes after the other one, opens the hole up underneath it, drops him in.
Yep.
Then the other one is banished and drops into the hole. And then they just fold the hole up and then they just wait until they suffocate. That's not how portable holes work at all. Shit. Not even close. Like it's literally every round they can try to bust their way out, and it's really easy. Unwilling creatures just have to get a DC 10 strength check. 10
to pop out.
In 10 minutes, you're rolling every 6 seconds. That's going to happen. You'd have to roll like it'd be ridiculous. So as soon
they have 9 minutes of air for one thing, right?
Yeah, right. And so like all they have to do is just roll a 10 mechanically. To get out of the or if they have a strength of +2, just roll an 8 or greater. Right. What happens is they get shunted out and they appear within 5 feet of wherever the hole is being kept.
Oh shit!
So the chat was sort of, I opened up chat at that point, and chat was like, no. And then they're like, well, okay. And then a bunch of people chimed in that they use the hole the same way. And people were there was a fun discussion that was happening. And they're all like, okay, well, whatever. This is the way they're ruling it. So that's the way it is. But going forward, I really hope they don't do that. Because I hope that they're like, okay, well, Matt's like, I'll give you this time, but please, if you're going to use it, this is what's going to happen in going forward. Otherwise, they can just drop everything into the hole, and it just dies instantly. Like it's
9 minutes
or whatever. Yeah, they just wait, fold it up, and just wait, and then open it up. Oh, hey, look, there's a dead baby dragon in there. There's a dead, little whatever. Things can get weird, so it's not a good. It's a slippery slope. Not good press.
I mean, that's kind of a big one, though.
It is.
Because they had two people in there, which maybe cuts the auction in half. So maybe it's 4.5 minutes instead of 9. Because they're saying 9 instead of 10 for whatever reason.
10 minutes of air. Yeah.
At the end, at one point, Marisha was saying 9 minutes. I don't know why. Maybe because a minute had passed or something.
No. Yeah, something like that. I think I read the thing.
10 to 5.
And I knew, I didn't even have to look it up because I was like, no, it's just I knew that from having my party, and when I played 3.5 a million years ago, we had a portable hole. And Matt said another interesting thing too, because I mentioned this a while ago. Matt was like, no, you have to lay it out on a flat surface. I don't think it ever says that in the portable hole, which is another. I think because my
they threw
party
it on a wall a couple of times,
right,
didn't they?
they did. They put it on the side of a tree, and then
Yeah.
they all walked into it. So there was a couple little bit of fuckery things going on. Like my party in D&D when we played, we used it as a cave. That's what we would do. We would put it up on a wall, and that was our cave. And in
shelter.
In 3.5, I think you could stay in it indefinitely too. I don't think there was a time limit that it ran out of air. I think I don't remember that for sure, but 3.5.
It's funny how you gotta bring,
rules
like,
are a little bit
reality into it every now and then. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, well, are you gonna run out of oxygen? It's like, dude, it's a magical world. Just whatever. Well, if there's oxygen in there, then I guess we can put water in there and then have some fish because there's oxygen. It's like, well, okay. Well, now it's getting non-magical.
Right. Oh, there was another fun rule too where Matt, this was not a mistake, but it was another fun rule where they said if Ashley changes into, Fern changes into a slow lore or like a hamster or something really tiny and then puts it into a pocket and then that person goes invisible. Can we do that? And then I was looking up the ruling for that one and it's super ambiguous. So it's, again, that's a DM call.
It's page 4.
Yeah, it is. And because it's in the ruling for invisibility, it says anything that the creature carries. It doesn't say anyone. So is anything include a living thing?
Right.
It's sort of it's one of those, it's like you say, a page 4 thing. So there were some interesting rulings in this one. I felt, again, I go back to that first point that I said, where this felt like Matt was giving them this thing. So he was sort of doing anything in his power to make this happen. That's my take on it. Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, when I was hearing that argument between the invisibility, like I thought it was if I turn invisible first and then I get, am I being, carried around like a floating hamster? What if I get swallowed? And it's like, well, it's going to be a nasty ass looking hamster, but you'll see this fucking terrible abomination of a hamster. But I liked how he ruled it. And he's like, you know what? Yes, it's fine. It's, you're invisible. Fuck it. Let's go.
That's right. That's right.
It doesn't make a lot of sense that if you pick something up and it's going to be invisible. No, that thing shouldn't be invisible. But hey,
it makes sense to me. That's sort of the way that I would do it. If I'm learning a lot from DMing. I was telling you I had that epic 8-hour session on Sunday, and they tried really. They threw me for a massive loop. They did a thing I did not a big thing that I did not. I was like, they're going to go this way, and then they're going to go over there. They're going to see it, and then they're going to go this or this or this or this. They chose option R. They didn't do A or B or C or D or anything that I thought of. They went. It wasn't a drastic move, but it was something I did not foresee, and I was forced to improvise. I was like, holy fuck, I got to reward some cleverness here, and I did. I was like, this is not something I saw them doing at all. And I got to roll with this now. And then I was like, there was a couple of moments of panic. I'm like, what are they doing? Are they go? Oh shit! I'm like, keep calm. They're
How many hours did it add?
Like half an hour. I was like, okay, whatever. You're just gonna do this thing, and they did the thing, nice. And it wasn't terrible. But again, it's one of those things where you're like, shit, you gotta be prepared. Yeah. Anyway,
it's hard to do, man. Like
it is.
Constantly call it the crossword effect. There's my two references of crosswords. It's like, when you come in the next day, you have a whole different mindset to it, and you'd be like, I didn't think of this, So like if you prep for 2 days instead of 1 day, you might come back the second day and be like, oh shit.
Well, I just didn't see them approaching it this way. I did not see them thinking this like that. And they didn't even debate it. They just instantly went that way. And I was like, oh fuck, I didn't see that coming. How did they see it and I didn't? I literally spent days and days and days getting ready for this. Like I built
5 mines instead of your 1.
Yeah, well,
right?
that's the difference. I showed you the pictures of the models that I made, right? Yeah. Like I spent a lot of time on the terrain at Chinese New Year, and then I spent 2 weeks staring at it, going, "They're going to do this, they're going to do that, nope."
That's how it goes, man. There's no way to get out of your mind. You're set.
Part of it.
That's what's going to happen.
I got like one more here, and then we're coming up on an hour, so.
Yeah, all right. Yep. The rest that I have here, I'm going to win this one, so I might as well.
Let's show me you're going to win it.
All right.
Yeah, you are. 9.
10. Fuck. The streak is
7.
over.
I think we're at 7 in a row now.
Man, I didn't check my dice that time. I've been rolling both of them to see which one I'm gonna roll, and I rolled the higher one. That time I didn't take the time to check it.
Ooh, all right. All right.
I blame that.
All right.
I blame that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna respond with the same thing though. Yeah, because I got 4 left, but they're not important. Just little things that I noticed.
Mm-hmm. All right, what do you got? You won.
You won.
No, you won. I got a 9.
I got a 10. Oh,
that's how. This is how numbers work, Tim. Wow. You are.
I'm not even at work, man. I'm still on vacation, and
that's all good.
Your 9 beat my 10.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Fun. I was like, why are you just waiting?
I was looking at you thinking the same thing. All right. Well, this is the last one that's between the ones that don't really matter and the ones that kind of matter. Once again, it pays to question, not challenge the DM when it comes to things like breaking invisibility. For example, doing an action or casting a spell will break your invisibility.
Right.
However, when it came up, FCG was invisible, and they were like, I want to take half those hit points to keep her from unconscious. And then he's like, but if I do that, I'm going to lose my invisibility. At which point Laura was like, well, it says an action or a spell. Is that an action or a spell?
Right.
And then Matthew responded with, well, technically no.
Yeah.
So you're still invisible.
Right. Going forward, I think
was huge.
Said, for now, but going forward, we'll check that out. That's an interesting one. It was a huge one. I paused on that too. I'm like, wow, fun.
I was thinking Final Fantasy. If you do anything in Final Fantasy, you lose your invisibility.
That's the difference between. So my brain instantly went, well, that's the difference between invisibility and greater invisibility. There's a reason why there's a reason why there's 2 different spells there. There's a reason why there's polymorph and true polymorph. Invisibility, greater invisibility. There's a reason why they've upped the spells like that, because for reasons like this. So my initial reaction was like, no, you take damage, that breaks invisibility. It doesn't matter.
Is a reaction an action? I mean, because it's not an action, but it's a reaction. It's a type of action.
It's a reaction that causes him to take damage, or it causes them to take damage. So it should break invisibility. That would be my ruling. I'll go back to my first point again. Matt was giving them all the opportunities to win this one.
If I was really sticking to rules, which is something that I do frequently, I would have broken that invisibility. Totally. I mean, he's doing something. That's what,
It's not so, in my mind, it's not so much that he's doing something. Yeah. It's not so much that they're doing something, it's that they are taking damage. That to me, so if you're on a wall and you fail an acrobatics check, you're invisible, and you fall down 30 feet down to the bottom and take 3d8 worth of damage, that's going to break invisibility in my mind.
But it's not written that way in the books?
No, but that's what it feels like it should be for me. I may be wrong there. Maybe I'm sort of rethinking it. Is that? I don't know. Yeah, now you're questioning me.
It seems to, I mean, like if you physically interact with something that harshly, even if it was something
am I wrong that if you're invisible and you get hit by something, you get attacked, it breaks invisibility?
In my video games, that's exactly what happens. But the thing is, they can't hit you if you're invisible. But in D&D, you just get disadvantage.
It's disadvantage when you're invisible, yeah.
But in video games, you just can't hit them.
For some reason, I thought that when you get hit by something, it breaks invisibility.
Could be.
I've looked that one up.
I know in video games, if you use magic on the thing, you'll lose invisibility. I'm
gonna be checking.
It's like they can't be targeted, but if you hit them with an area and effect, spell, and they get hit with it, they lose invisibility. But this is just video games. D&D is not a video game, obviously.
I forget. Now you got me questioning my knowledge. Man, whatever. It's not the first time.
That's what we're here for, man.
I'm gonna yes and no. I'm not gonna yes and that one. I'm gonna go for another thing because I only have a couple more points here that I want to talk about. This one made me laugh.
If we're fast, we can get one more in.
2:46:30, 2 hours 46:30 on the Twitch stream.
We love a timestamp.
When Matt brings out that fucking the half of the Shiver Keep. I just sat there and started laughing. I'm like, well, this is absurd. This is when D&D miniatures start dangerously wandering into the realm of dollhouses. Right. Because I looked at this thing and I was like, well, that's just Matt's version of a Barbie Playhouse. And I started a Barbie's Funhouse or whatever the fuck it's called. The whole, I just started flashing back to, and somebody on chat commented, they're like, well, I've seen that turret. We've seen that parapet in the video, the Twitch video, the 3-hour Twitch video.
Parapet or parapet?
Parapet. Yeah.
They fixed Matthew at the break.
When he's moving map rooms, we see that actual model in the room.
Sure. Of course he's gonna reuse some stuff. Yeah. Of course.
Sure. But I was like, well, that's just him playing with his dollhouse now.
Yeah.
Like this is I was looking at it, I'm like, well, it's just a big boy and his toys. Like that's what, so it made me chuckle. I was sort of sitting there thinking about it, and I'm like, right, at what point are you not just a child playing with your little toys and running around playing with G.I. Joes in the sandbox, you know? It's, yeah. It made me smile and be very happy about things.
Acting, games, D&D.
Releasing, yeah.
It's
the inner
all
child.
just channeling that, you know.
That's right.
The
inner
that child inside of us, you know?
Absolutely.
I do a game with one of my friends when we get drunk, and he's like, hey, you ready? Okay, so you're a cop and the person has a really good reason why they shouldn't be arrested. However, you don't like the person. You ready? 3, 2, 1, action. And you gotta think of all that shit immediately, and like you sit there.
Totally.
I don't spend much time acting, but what we're doing is just having fun as kids. We're playing pretend, you know. And he yells "cut" when I fucking fuck it up royally, or he says like, "Hey, cut, that was pretty good," and then I give him a prompt. We're just being children.
That's
know?
Right.
And then you think about actors, like acting for, let's say, a video game, perhaps, you know, and it's just a big game of pretend. But when you take it seriously, you're putting yourself on the line. You're putting yourself out there.
You are. Yeah, you're that's what I was just gonna say. You're really putting yourself out there. You're like you're making yourself vulnerable.
Yes.
And that becomes that can be really, really tricky and challenging for many people. That becomes a definite problem. Or it can be a problem.
Yeah, it's a big one for actors and actresses, you know, in all areas, like Broadway or movies or games, you know.
It takes a lot of us have that introvert inside, right? And it's just it becomes very difficult to get that out there. Vulnerability is real. Let's do one more. I got one more left. I'm going to win this one.
Here we go. This one won last time, so I'm going to win with a 5.
I got a 5.
Well, shit.
Rollies.
Rollies still?
Rollies on rollies.
10?
15. Finally. There you go. That's the first dice roll on this dice has been over 10. I've had all under 10 except for that one. When it matters. Okay, this is the big one. So
the big one? I thought we started with big ones.
Well, this is a big one in terms of big for me.
Okay.
my guys, my D&D group, Curse Strahd group, they fought a mini boss on Sunday. For those of you that follow Curse Strahd and that know about Curse Strahd, my group just fought Winter Splinter, the animated tree thing, whatever it is. So I made a model.
Made a mini.
I made a mini.
It looks amazing.
Can I go grab it and put it on the stream?
Yeah, show us what you did. He's shown me pictures of this. He showed pictures of this before he painted it, and then I didn't know he painted it. And then there's like just this beautiful picture of this monstrosity.
I should have really had it ready, but it's here.
I know that wasn't a spider. That was his mini.
There's there's
Look at that thing.
my interpretation of Winter Splinter. So I made this guy out of. You can sort of see the base is like this. It's dark in here. You can't really see anything.
He cut a biscuit in half.
Mm-hmm. It was a coaster. It was a cork coaster.
Well, it was a biscuit, and then he let it sit out for 5 years, and then he cut it in half after it was a coaster.
His gaping maw.
That's the maw? Oh, yeah, boy.
That's the mouth filled with teeth and stuff. Anyway, he was a mini, all toothpicks. So I made it out of coat. Base is a coat hanger coated in hot glue, and then I painted it and stuck toothpicks all over it, and some little craft sticks and stuff on the.
It's dedication, y'all.
See them, those little craft sticks on the leg.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a mini boss, but we have a druid in my party. And the druid went through, I believe she went through 3 wild shapes. And because of that, she just kept wild shaping into a brown bear over and over again. And I was like, well, this is exactly what, I was like, bravo. That's how you min-max. That's how you tank a druid. You turn a druid, a wild shape, a circle of the moon druid, into a tank by just constantly, and Winter Splinter knocked the brown bear down twice. Dropped it all the way down, all the hit points, and then just
but she was still fine.
Right, of course, because you retain your hit points. You lose the brown bear hit points. If it goes into negatives, you lose a little bit of yours, but then you just bonus action wild shape back into a brown bear, full hit points again. So, this is and she did another very, very clever thing, which was summon creatures. She cast a big spell, level 3, level 4 spell. I forget what it is, level 3 maybe. Summon creatures. She summoned a dire wolf and another brown bear. So she summoned a dire wolf and summoned a brown bear, both CR1. So CR1. And they soaked up hit points from Winter Splinter.
Right, instead of anybody else.
Instead of everybody else. So the party survived.
Damn,
my point is, when is Fern going to start doing that?
When does she get the option?
Now.
Doesn't it? But
she's wild shaping. She's when is Fern going to start wild shaping? Lower,
right?
No, she's level 7.
7.
So
yeah.
She's level 7 druid.
7 druid.
Yeah. Level 7 druid, level 1 rogue. She can absolutely wild shape into a fucking polar bear right now if she wanted to, a grizzly bear, a dire wolf. She could be tanking to doing what Keyleth always did, doing what my druid did this weekend. But instead she's wild shaping into quokkas and
fucking
slow loras
lemurs.
And right. These one hit point animals and they're serving a purpose RP wise, but come on, Ashley. Get into these big hulking tank wild shapes and really help the party out. It's just a thing. That's my question.
Limitations are on this though.
She has 3. Well, she's wild. She's circle of wildfire. No, she's circle of wildfire, which means it's an action to do it. Circle of the moon is a bonus action. That makes a big difference in combat.
Huge difference.
It's a big difference in combat, but not a drastic one. So it still would help them out.
Right. So it's an action for her to do it. So that's her turn.
You can min-max it a little bit by doing it at the beginning before you roll initiative. Wild shape.
I'm going to turn into this and then start the battle.
And then that's a free one, right? Then you get at least one free one.
It doubles your hit points. You get
technically
2 characters worth of hit points.
Exactly. So it's a big deal. I was like, well, it's one of the reasons why Fern went down. If she had instead of doing the stupid slow Loris thing, which ended up being inconsequential, really.
It really did, yeah.
She didn't know that, to be fair. It could have been important, but it wasn't. But it could have been. So
she was small enough to attach herself to Orem's leg, when he was making his escape. So that helped a little bit.
But then what she should have done, the wall of fire was pretty clutch. But before that or after that, she should have either 1, summoned Mister, or 2, used another wild shape to turn into a big thing. A big brown bear or a big fey creature of some kind, whatever it may be. Like my druid, who, by the way, the character, the player has never played D&D before. We're a year or so into this campaign. They're level 5, so they've got some experience, but has never played D&D and played it brilliantly. It's really, really not single-handedly, but was a huge part of them defeating Winter Splinter. So, yeah, it can be done.
Splinter. All right, let me get Sam real quick before we sign off.
Yep.
One thing I noticed, and something that had been kind of fucking with me for ages, and couldn't quite figure it out. It's like the difference between rolling 2d20s at once, if you have advantage or disadvantage, or rolling them sequentially.
Right.
And Marisha finally fucking like, that's why in the first half there.
Yes.
It's like maybe I'm stupid, or maybe this has come up, maybe this is obvious to some people, but it's
well,
like
I think it's a D&D experience thing. Yeah.
You roll two at the same time. It's like,
Yep.
yeah, you take the higher of the two,
Right.
or the lower of the two.
Yep.
When it comes to, oh wait, but you didn't have advantage.
Right.
That's when it's
That's
like,
why.
well, I had
That's
a 5, I had a 1. Which one do I take?
Right.
And it's like, in my opinion, take the 1.
Yeah.
Like if you roll it that way, just take the disadvantage. I mean, like as a DM, I would be that kind of a dick. You know, other than like, oh, which one did you roll first? Well, if you know that, then there's no question.
I have to combat that. There's a solution for it. You shouldn't do it. You're right. You shouldn't do it. But if you do it, you should have two dice.
Do.
You should have 2 dice that are different colors. I have
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and one of them takes priority over the other.
So there's 1 and 2.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. There you go. That just solved everything.
In my Curse of Strahd game, I roll my mist dice, and one of them is a black mist, and the other is white mist. The black mist always takes precedent over the white mist.
There you go, folks. If there was ever a question.
It doesn't really solve the problem in the first place. It doesn't, because it shouldn't be a problem. It's a problem that shouldn't be a problem. Don't roll dice at the same time. It seems like it would solve. It would
It saves a modicum of seconds.
Speed things up, but in a situation like this, it's a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, like a situation like Grog, reckless, great weapon master. Just like, all right, just roll the 2 dice. That's how it goes.
Totally.
But it's not always advantage if he has a disadvantage for something else. As they say, it doesn't matter about stacking. If there's one advantage and 1 plus advantage and 1.
Yeah. You could have 5. You could have 5 reasons why you get advantage: flanking and reckless, and some other item that gives you advantage, and another situation that gives you advantage. But it just takes one
thing
disadvantage.
To cancel it all out.
To cancel all of them. That's right. That's the way the mechanics of D&D 5th edition work.
Right.
Yep.
Which is, I agree with that. So far, I haven't seen a problem with that, and I like it. I typically err on the side of, if that's even the right way to use that word, err on the side of difficulty for players.
Yeah.
Because I'm an asshole.
Well, that's a table thing, right? Like every table is different. So whatever the table dictates, whatever the precedent that has been set, that's the way you go.
Whichever one you voted for. Wait, what? like Sam, he's like, when he was a halfling, he's like, I rolled a 1. They're like, you can roll again. He's like, I don't want to. No. I don't want to. Like,
you don't have to.
He did a few times when it was big situations.
I don't think he ever did. I think it was a whole thing. He never did.
I don't think a couple where he's like, all right, I'll do it.
I think it was a really big thing. I think there may have been one time when he was changing from not into Veth. And even then, I think it was a point of contention that he was like, no, I'm not going to use it. It came up like, because 5
doesn't
times.
Have that ability. Not.
Oh, right. It was Veth. That's right. Because Not didn't have the ability. You're right. So there was. Yeah, that's wrong. I don't remember. I remember it being a thing though that Veth never did it.
I thought there was at least one.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
Oh man.
No, I think he stuck to his guns. The halfling rogue in my Curse of Strahd party did it like 5 times on Sunday. She rolled
does it all the time.
She kept rolling natural 1s, and she's like, "Oh, natural 1, halfling luck." I'm like, "Hey, I'm really proud of my party. They, like I said, only one of them has played D&D before. This is their very first time playing D&D, and they're really figuring things out. So proud of them. It's awesome.
Nice, dude. That's
yeah,
nice.
It's great. It's great. Finally, I still walk them through a lot of stuff. Like I'm like, okay, it's this, you do this, and you do that, and I'm being very patient and walking them through. But they are remembering a lot of stuff, which is great. I'm happy.
I want to remember that from here on out. Like, I got this die first, I got this die second.
Yeah.
This is always going to be in the first one. Be like, actually, you don't have advantage. Be like, well, this one is number 1.
That's the number 1 dice. That's right.
Done.
That's the way I look at it. Always look at it.
Thank you, Professor Ben.
That's what I'm here for.
Appreciate it. Hey, man, it's time
all right,
to
man.
go.
It's time to go, man. I got to walk a dog.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, again, this is the second time in a row I haven't seen her in the background.
Yeah, she's
got a new She's not got a new cuddle spot.
I have no idea. Cold weather. There's a down. I have a down quilt on my bed, and that's probably what she's cuddled up in it.
Maybe there's also no.
It's been 30 degrees the past 2 days down here.
Fucking 30?
Yep, it was 30, exactly 30 in my balcony this afternoon.
Jesus, we've gotten as high as 20.
Mm-hmm.
God, yeah, 10 degrees difference.
Telling you, man, Kaohsiung is warm.
Fuck. All that conversation we had at the beginning of this episode. Jesus, man.
It's a different word. It's a different part of it's the tropic, man. The tropic cuts the island in half.
Yeah.
It changes things.
Just without the border there, it's still just part of Taiwan. Anyway.
You think so, wouldn't you? But it's real. It's real.
I got to take myself for a walk because I got to pee too. So.
All right. I got nothing going on down here.
Are we, what's the schedule right now with Critical Role?
We're back. We're on number 40. We're doing like 48, 49, 50.
Right. We're at the beginning of the 3, right? Because they did a weird thing last month.
Sorry. We're doing 47. We just did 47. Then we're doing 48, 49. And this is a short month. So that'll be 3 this month. Right. So we'll do 47, 48, 49. They'll probably take the last week off again. We'll get 10, 11, 12 this weekend also. Legend of Vox Machina.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, only 12.
The end of the second season.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Probably going to see some shit.
Probably.
And like
they're gonna get the Knuckles. They're gonna get the Spire of Conflux. They're gonna get Whisper, and that's it.
I think that's it.
Yep.
I think that's it.
Oh, Pike's Plate of the Dawn Martyr. They may not get that.
I don't think so. I think that'll come a little bit later.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
You never know. They've diverted so many times. But also there is definitely going to be a Umbrasyl fight because that was in the previews.
Man, there's only 3 more. How are they going to beat Thordak this season?
They're not. There's going to be a third season.
All right.
I mean, there's got to be. I mean, if they're calling this the Chroma Conflict, they haven't even fought one dragon.
No, not yet.
So they must know that there's another season at least. Because if there's one season for Umbrasyl,
Are they gonna do the Vecna arc at the end of this? Maybe not.
That's the thing. I mean, like if this season,
like and then 5 seasons.
More, 3 more for each dragon, then Vecna.
And then Vecna has a whole season.
I mean, dude, they got Bezos money sitting right behind him.
They're gonna do Mighty 9 concurrently with Vox Machina.
They're busy as fuck. Are they even doing video games?
I don't know.
Cartoons anymore?
Yeah, they are, because Sam just posted on Instagram. He did a whole video or a Disney thing. So they're definitely doing other voice acting stuff. So yeah.
There were fucking rumors of them doing a video game based kind of in the Vox Machina universe. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Marisha touched on that in that interview, and it was very vague. It's like, it was very negatively vague. It's like, it'd have to be the right way. It would have to be the right thing. It would a lot of it would have to be this. And it seemed like, that's not likely.
Just a little tentative. Yeah.
Yeah, very. All right, buddy, let's wrap this up.
All right. Well, shit. Y'all, we discussed quite a bit as far as overlying what the fuck is actually happening over here. So we probably got some details wrong. If that's the case, get in touch down there with the chat. It's funny, like every time I listen to like a podcast or something, like I never look at comments on YouTube. It's like we're not big enough for that yet. That's the best way to get in touch with us is right down 100%. There in these things.
Maybe one day we'll stop looking at comments, but I absolutely look at all the comments.
Yeah. And I went through it this week because we did have a couple of comments. Yeah,
and thanks, guys.
We appreciate live watch through because we're a little bit too busy for different reasons. We might get into it. But anyway, best way to get in touch with us if you have any questions, prompts, corrections, or just if, like I said last week, if Ben has really nice eyelashes, just let him know. All right? We'll get back in touch with you. And if nothing else, Ben?
I'm good. I'm just fluttering my eyelashes.
Oh, do it again. Oh, look at this. Come on. Make a GIF. GIF? GIF?
GIF is peanut butter.
Yeah. So is Skippy. Make a Skippy. Nothing else. Don't forget to love each other. The Mauser Hauser. What's it called?
Winter Splinter.
That's what I said. If there's nothing else, Don't forget to love each other, y'all. And is it finally Friday? That's right.
Hey!
Peace, everybody. Take care.
Stab you with a toothpick.